Did you know that in Irish pubs, buying a round of drinks isn't just a gesture, it's an unwritten social contract? As the night unfolds, friends take turns purchasing drinks for the entire group, creating a unique rhythm of generosity and camaraderie. But what happens if you break this unspoken rule? As the night deepens, a magical transformation occurs in Irish pubs. Have you ever wondered what creates that irresistible pull that keeps patrons glued to their seats long after last call? The secret lies in an age-old tradition that turns strangers into friends and silence into symphony. It's the rhythm of the night, a unique blend of music and conversation that forms the heartbeat of Irish pub culture. Picture yourself stepping into a cozy pub where the air is filled with the warm glow of laughter and the clinking of glasses. Suddenly, a fiddle starts to play, joined by the melodic notes of a flute and the steady beat of a bodhran. This is the sound of traditional Irish music, a cornerstone of the pub experience that has been passed down through generations. These live music sessions, known as sessions, are more than just entertainment. They're a cultural phenomenon that brings people together. Musicians gather spontaneously, creating an atmosphere that's both intimate and inclusive. The music weaves through the pub, inviting patrons to tap their feet, clap their hands, and even join in with a song. But here's something you might not know. In Irish pubs, there's an unspoken rule when it comes to these performances. Respect for the musicians is paramount. When the music starts, conversations hush, and all eyes turn to the performers. It's considered poor form to talk loudly or disrupt the session. This reverence for the art form is part of what makes the Irish pub experience so unique and engaging. As the night progresses, you'll notice how the music sets the tone for the entire evening. It creates a shared experience, a common ground where locals and visitors alike can connect. The melodies evoke emotions, stir memories, and spark conversations among strangers who might never have spoken otherwise. Speaking of conversations, let's talk about the art of chat in Irish pubs. It's here that the true magic happens. In Ireland, pubs are more than just places to drink. They're social hubs where people come to exchange stories, share laughs, and make new friends. The Irish have a special term for this lively, fun-filled interaction: the craic. You might find yourself drawn into a conversation with the person next to you at the bar, or invited to join a group's animated discussion. Don't be surprised if you end up sharing your life story with someone you've just met. It's all part of the Irish pub experience. The warm and welcoming atmosphere makes it easy for barriers to dissolve and connections to form. As the night wears on, you'll witness how music and conversation intertwine to create something truly special. A particularly moving song might inspire a round of storytelling, or a lively debate could pause for a moment of collective appreciation when a favorite tune begins to play. It's this seamless blend of melody and dialogue that gives Irish pubs their unique character. As you immerse yourself in the lively atmosphere of an Irish pub, you might notice a curious ritual unfolding at the bar. Did you know that in Ireland, buying a drink isn't just a transaction, it's a social art form? From the sacred pouring of Guinness to the unwritten rules of buying rounds, Irish drinking customs are as rich and complex as the country's history. Let's start with the cornerstone of Irish pub culture, the perfect pint of Guinness. You may have wondered why it takes so long to get your hands on this iconic stout. The answer lies in a two-stage pouring process that's almost sacred in Irish pubs. The bartender first fills the glass about 3/4 full, then allows it to settle before topping it off. This method isn't just for show. It's essential for achieving the ideal pint, with its creamy head and smooth texture. But the ritual of drinking in Ireland goes beyond just pouring techniques. One of the most cherished traditions in Irish pubs is buying rounds. This practice involves a group of friends taking turns to purchase drinks for everyone. It's more than just a way to share the cost. It's a custom that fosters a sense of community and strengthens friendships. As you spend time in an Irish pub, you'll likely witness this tradition in action, with groups of patrons taking turns to approach the bar. Before heading to the pub, Many Irish people engage in a practice known as pre-drinks or pre-gaming. Friends gather at someone's home to have a few drinks before venturing out for the night. This custom not only helps save money, but also gets everyone in the mood for a night of socializing. However, it's important to pace yourself during this phase to avoid excessive drinking later on. Once at the pub, you might notice that shots are a common sight. These small, potent drinks are often consumed quickly and enthusiastically, adding an element of excitement to the night. While shots can lead to a fun evening, it's crucial to balance this with responsible drinking practices. When it comes to ordering drinks in Irish pubs, there's a distinct etiquette. Unlike in some countries, it's typical to order at the bar and pay immediately, as tabs are not common. This practice encourages a more communal atmosphere, as patrons engage with bartenders and each other while waiting for their drinks. As you raise your glass in an Irish pub, you might hear the phrase "sleinta," pronounced "slán's hincha." This traditional Irish toast reflects the cultural emphasis on health and well-being during social drinking. It's a reminder that even in the midst of celebration, the Irish value the overall well-being of their companions. As the clock strikes closing time and the bartender announces last call, you might think the night is winding down. But in Irish pubs, this is often when the real magic begins. Welcome to the world of lock-ins, a cherished tradition that turns the pub into an exclusive after-hours gathering for a lucky few. Lock-ins are a unique aspect of Irish pub culture, transforming the bustling bar into an intimate space for regulars and friends. When the official closing time arrives, most patrons head home, but a select group is invited to stay. The doors are locked, the curtains drawn, and suddenly, you're part of a secret private party. During a lock-in, the atmosphere shifts dramatically. The once crowded bar becomes a cozy living room, with patrons and staff alike settling into comfortable conversations. The pressure to shout over the noise disappears, replaced by a sense of camaraderie and shared experience. It's in these moments that deep friendships are forged and unforgettable stories are born. Imagine finding yourself in such a situation. The jukebox might still be playing softly in the background, but now you can hear every word of the songs. The bartender, no longer rushed, might share a special whiskey from a hidden stash. Conversations flow freely, touching on everything from local gossip to philosophical debates about life. Lock-ins reflect the warm hospitality that's at the heart of Irish culture. Even after official hours, the spirit of togetherness and enjoyment persists. It's a time when barriers break down, and you might find yourself chatting with locals who've known each other for decades, sharing stories and laughter as if you've been part of the group all along. But the night doesn't always end at the pub, even after a lock-in. For many, the adventure continues with a hunt for late-night snacks. Kebab shops and fish and chip vans become popular destinations. They're greasy, satisfying fare, the perfect antidote to a night of drinking. These post-pub meals are more than just food. They're a chance to recap the night's events, share a few more laughs, and soak up some of the alcohol before heading home. And speaking of heading home, the journey itself can become part of the night's entertainment. It's not uncommon to hear impromptu sing-alongs breaking out in taxis, with passengers belting out everything from traditional Irish ballads to pop hits. These musical moments, fueled by the night's festivities, often become cherished memories, recounted for years to come. The sense of community fostered during these late-night adventures is what sets the Irish pub experience apart. Whether you're part of a lock-in, sharing a kebab with new friends, or joining a taxi sing-along, you're participating in traditions that have brought people together for generations. These shared experiences create bonds that can last long after the night is over. It's not unusual for friendships formed during a lock-in to endure for years, with people returning to the same pub time and again to reconnect. The pub becomes more than just a place to drink. It's a second home, a place where everyone knows your name and your story.